7, 8, and 9, we are now using the distributive property. The distributive property is used to remove the parentheses by multiplying the 2z to the 6 times each of these two terms. So I'm going to take my 2z to the 6 times my 9z to the 8th. If you remember when we multiplied those, we multiplied the front numbers, and when we multiply with the same base, we add the exponents. So 2 times 9 is 18. Z to the 6 times z to the 8 would be z to the 14th, because 6 plus 8 is 14. Then we're going to take 2z to the 6 times 7z. So positive 2 times a positive 7 is a positive 14. Z to the 6 times z to the 1st. Adding that, I get z to the 7th power. Those are not going to be like terms because they have different variables, so I can't add them together. I just write it down as 18z to the 14th plus 14z to the 7th. So number 8, same kind of thing using my distributive property. 2w squared times 5w to the 5th. 2 times 5 is 10. I add my exponents, so 2 plus 5 would be w to the 7th when I take w squared times w to the 5th. Here, I'm going to multiply. 2w squared times negative 3. Well, 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, and I'm still going to have that w squared. 2 plus no more is still 2. So I get 10w to the 7th minus 6w squared. Number 9, we're still using our distributive property to remove the parentheses. This time they just put the value on the end, but same kind of thing. I'm going to start by taking my 4x to the 4th times my 9x to the 5th. 4 times 9 is 36. X to the 4th times x to the 5th, I add my exponents, so x to the 9th. Then negative 3x squared times 9x to the 5th. Negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. X squared times x to the 5th, I add my exponents, so x to the 7th. And then 3 times 9x to the 5th. 3 times 9 is positive 27. Make sure you put the plus sign in front. And although that doesn't have any x's, you still have the x to the 5th there, so we can't leave that out. And so 36x to the 9th minus 27x to the 7th plus 27x to the 5th is going to be my answer. 10, 11, 12, doing the same thing, but this time it's going to be multivariate, so you're going to have more than one variable. So number 10, again, thinking about it the long way of using my distributive property, I'm going to take this times this first. So 3y to the 6th, z to the 3rd times negative 8yz squared. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. I add my exponents, so y to the 6th times y would be y to the 7th, z to the 3rd times z squared, z to the 5th. And then I'm going to multiply those two terms together, so 9y to the 4th times negative 8yz squared. A negative 9 times a negative 8 is a positive 72. Y to the 4th times y is y to the 5th. And even though that doesn't have a z, this has a z squared, so I'm still going to have the z squared on the end. So negative 24 y to the 7th, z to the 5th, plus 72 y to the 5th, z squared.